One thing for me that I've had to face, I've talked to you about this before, not on Marriage Now What, but on another podcast about a deconstructing in my beliefs. And one thing that I've had to face is everything that I've taken on that's been passed down to me from family members, church leaders, friends, is it all for a form of brainwashing? And that's a hard thing to look in your face is, okay, what's up with these beliefs that I have? Why do I have them? Are they edifying? Are they beneficial? Are they loving? Are they full of grace? And then what do I do with them after that? And that's something that I think we have to be aware of with our kids too. Are we saying this is the way that it is, which ultimately is a form of brainwashing if it's not truth to them? If they don't have that experience of, oh, I see truth in this situation because I've been in the middle of it and experienced it. That's for me one of the most confrontational breakdown in belief systems that I have had personally.
Well, let's just talk about before the show, we were talking about the meme that you sent to my wife about mother, what is it exactly?
Housework doesn't equal motherhood.
Housework doesn't equal motherhood. So, and it was funny because you're like, so being a mother is caring and nurturing and teaching and loving the kids and all that. And I says, yeah, 100% housework is not equal to mothering. I said, what is housework is equal to being a wife and a helpmeet to your husband. Where did that belief come from? And then here's the thing is where did that belief come from for you? And then here's the thing, what effect that happened on you? Did you make your whole life so that you'll do the housework so that your husband will love you? And are you training your daughter to do the housework so her husband will love her?
Or because that's what she's supposed to do.
Right.
You can take love out of it. It's what you're supposed to do. Like culturally, that's what we've been taught. You're a woman, you're a female, you learn how to take care of all the housework, you learn how to cook. Like I even heard someone say the other day, we had a family member come over and she goes, oh, I didn't know you girls knew how to cook, talking to me and my sister. And my sister goes, you don't get a husband unless you know how to cook. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? But that's just here in the South, that is a belief. And I know that she was just joking, but when she said it, I was like, man, but people really believe that. Not that you won't get a husband, but that is a requirement to get a husband. And I was in the nail salon the other day and listening to this mom and this daughter get their nails done, and the mom's like, oh no, we do GoWaiter.com all the time because she just doesn't cook. And it was just so refreshing because it goes against the way that I was raised and the way that I was taught I had to be before getting married. I had to be all of this stuff. I had to do all this stuff. I had to know how to manage it and to keep it going on top of having a job because we didn't have kids. And it's just not, just like you said, where does it come from,
Well, and then are we living the life of this imaginary reason to have this belief? Like, as a parent, am I putting on a belief onto my kid, which is pressure, and it's exhausting, and it's demeaning, and it's not freeing, and they live with this scenario over top of them all the time. And maybe I just said it lightly, or for my daughters, I have 3 daughters. Am I telling them you're going to be a helpmeet to your husband? Now, I'm not denying the fact of you can be a helpmeet to your husband, but is your sole purpose and value that you bring to the table as a wife that you need to help meet any of his desires and needs? Because then where's the helpmeet for you? Mm-hmm. Where's you meeting the desires and needs that you have as a woman? I do not feel that my daughters are the purpose of helping some man meet what he wants to do. And if that was the total thing, then I would say, make sure your husband's not going to be working at McDonald's. Make sure he's not going to be doing this. Like if you're going to help a man meet what he's to do in life, then find a great man. And I don't know a lot of great men out there. Mm-hmm. I apologize, men. I'm just calling it out. We should be, if the whole thing is for our wives to really help excel us in business and effort and politics and inventions and all of these things, why aren't we doing more?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I hit the jackpot in the husband department very unintentionally. Like I had placed all these expectations on him and went through years of marriage and then realized once I took those off of him that I allowed him the space to be who he was created to be. And he's just the most amazing person, Even yesterday I was telling him about a need that I needed met, and he goes, well, I'll probably get you this one because it's the better one and I always like to get you the best. And I thought about it because, I'm not high maintenance. Like I'm like, oh, I don't need the best of anything. But to him, that's his desire, is to let me get her something that's better than what I have because I value her and what she does and I know she's going to appreciate it. And I know not all men are like that. And my husband's not from the South, so I definitely have that quality on my side to where he just thinks a little differently than most of the men here in the Bible Belt of America. But it's really all pretty much passed down. Like it's just a trickle effect that's gone on for generations and generations and generations that we just accepted.
Well, and I'm not talking about good men. I think there's good men. I'm just talking about greatness, the Einsteins. Why is not everybody a business owner, a millionaire, Einsteins, doing political things, doing, instrumental things in their community? That's what I'm just talking from the effort of, community thought and benefit and stuff like that. Not necessarily like a good guy, morals, values, love, character, and stuff like that. But the thing is, like you even said you diminished down the thoughts of what your husband has to be or should be or stuff like that. Should we be diminishing down kind of some of the thoughts on what beliefs our kids are to have?
For sure. I think so. Definitely. I just think we have to value their free will, and sometimes we're so busy trying to control their free will that we don't value what they're bringing to the table.
Well, I know, Sam said the other day, he said one of his teachers, he goes to a Christian school, and he said, his teacher said, if you go to church, raise your hand. And he said, I was so happy not to raise my hand. And I thought, well, that's strange, It's like, because we used to go to church all the time, and for about the last year or so, he hasn't gone. And it's not that we don't talk about God or anything like that. We talk about God all the time. I mean, I've talked to Eliza about hell and different things and thoughts, and my kids are not ignorant of spiritual things, and they have created their own beliefs. But more so, I don't sit down and say, okay, let's read the Bible and then try to teach a belief system in them of what they should believe. I ask them these dumb questions like, so what do you believe about hell? Mm-hmm. And my thing is my kid smart enough, even if he thinks like a Republican, or even if he thinks like an independent, or even if he thinks like a socialist, or even if he thinks like a Democrat, is he smart enough to say, I want to think like a socialist, and here's my reasons why? And me say, good job.
Of course.